We 5-0'd of this deck, including beating Sam Party in the mirror. So we're just running it back. Same 75. See how it goes. Deck is actually surprisingly decent. Or feels it. Just see how it treats us second time round. Seems like a very fine hand. So the current system in Jectilio is pro points are split into 4 quarters. Split into 4 quarters. It counts your previous. It counts the current quarter and your previous 3 at any point in time. So at the moment we're in quarter 1, so it counts this quarter 1 and last year's quarters 2, 3, and 4, but not last year's quarter 1. And then, so like every 3 months you lose 3 months of points. Already lost, don't worry, everyone is. So every 3 months you lose 3 months, the oldest 3 months of points. And whatever the highest level is between the one you currently have and the ones you've had in the last quarter. I don't know if it counts the one before that too, is your current level. It's your 4 season total in Jectilio. Yeah, you keep your levels for 2 cycles. So any level you hit, you guarantee for 6 months minimum. So even if points drop away to stop you being there. It's not the most intuitive system in the world. I actually think it's pretty interesting, and like I honestly prefer it once you understand it to the old system. I honestly think it's preferable to the old system once you understand it, but it's kind of a mess to wrap your head around. 1 bit per card, Mild of the Glimpse, hashtag blame Jason. Let's all hashtag blame Jason. Oh my gosh. I have no idea, Jarvis. Jason has a 72% win rate in over 100 matches in competitive leagues. One of my subs picked up the deck and lost his 5th match last night in his first ever league to miss out on the 5-0. I am now 5-0 with the deck, having never played it before. We ran into Sam Party playing it online. Apparently, Jason is trying to convince Javier Dominguez to play it. Just like, no one knows what's going on in Modern anymore, Jarvis. Yeah, he's playing half his leagues whilst half asleep too, because he streams for like 12 hours at a time, and he's still hitting like 70% win rate. It's really, really impressive. So the deck might just be real. The opponent disconnected. They'll be back in a minute. Did anyone ever know what was going on in Modern? The real statements there. Oh my gosh. I won't learn KCI, but I'll play this file. I can't play KCI in the Team GP. One of my teammates has Ancient Stirrings. Alas. Oh, that's really interesting, BT. Is that out yet? I need to listen to that if that's the case. That sounds like something I'd be very interested in hearing. All the evidence suggests Mill is better than Jund. Don't tell JD that, please. Yes, Kay. The Surveil 2 is really impressive on Mission Briefing. It also works with Archive Trap. It lets you cast Archive Trap for 0 mana, because it doesn't give flashback. It just lets you cast the spell. Whereas Snapcaster doesn't let you do that. Also, the utility on a 2-1 body is pretty low in this deck, because you have Ensnaring Bridge, and you're also never attacking your opponent, so it's purely a defensive body. So I don't think Snapcaster is terribly good in this deck, whereas Mission Briefing is, like, pretty impressive. Also, this plays around Graveyard Hate, which has actually been relevant. It's actually been pretty relevant in this deck, where a lot of the cards are kind of redundant. They can sometimes play around Graveyard Hate. We actually had that come up last league. I have not tried learning Amulet yet, VT. I would like to at some point, but it also contains Ancient Stirring, so it's just like not worth spending time on at the moment until the GP's gone. We fail to see what makes this build so much better than other similar builds of Mill. I'm not sure too. People are winning with it though. So I want to keep trying it and see if I can wrap my head around it. It's interesting. I think it definitely deserves attention. What was the bit with Matt Nass? Apparently there's a podcast, deck building podcast with him and Sam Pardee that was recorded this week or something. I don't know more about it than that though. I'm very curious about it myself. How long before you played Trapmaker's Snare? Jeez. There's that mono blue mill deck that did well in a PTQ recently, right? That was playing Trapmaker's Snare. It was kind of wild. It was playing the stupid triple blue mill card too. Devastation Tide. That makes sense, Shop. Yeah, just Surgical Extraction is very good at the moment because KCI is a top player in the metagame. And it randomly gives you wins against like a bunch of other decks that are seeing play, like Dredge, like Titan Shift, like Tron. But the fact that KCI is just the best deck, and you just auto win game 1 a lot of the time if you draw a Surgical, means a lot, for sure. 26th place was Mono Blue Mill in the PTQ, yeah, with Sanity grinding. It was so wild. Apparently so, Wilkman. I'm actually fine with uploading this because at least I'm talking a bunch. I don't know, people might enjoy listening to me answer questions, chatting and stuff. But I agree, this is not the ideal round 1 start for the YouTube video. Oh my gosh. It's not the ideal start. Unmoored Ego is a nice sideboard card that we're not playing as well. Yeah, I think Surgical plus Mill effects are basically Unmoored Ego in this deck, right? So Unmoored Ego is a bit redundant. It just does the same thing. Like, you could put Unmoored Ego in your sideboard, or you could let the cards that you're already playing combo with your Surgical effects, and that will just do the same thing a lot of the time. It's much worse against Eldrazi's, and obviously dramatically worse against the card Nexus of Fate, but no one plays those cards, so it's not that concerning at the moment. We've not played the blue-white mid-range list yet in Jactilio. It looks sweet, but it's also something I can't play in Unified, so I'm just leaving it until after the WMC, probably. Yeah, Sanity grinding is wild. Maybe edit it to skip the 10 minutes of no action. That is probably what will happen in Jactilio, for sure. God, I just want I just really want to get into a world where Mill is so good that everyone just puts a single copy of Nexus of Fate in their sideboard. You just have Dredge with a Nexus of Fate in its sideboard, and then suddenly Mill is literal unplayable. Yeah, that's the thing, Paul. If you draw Ego and no Mill, you're probably not winning either. So, like you have, 8 Mill cards, even if you have 12 Mill cards, even if you board out the orbs, you're probably fine. Yeah, if you're not milling, you're not winning anyways. I agree with that. In general, I mean, there are other weird use cases, like if you have a bridge in play, sometimes you'll win, but Major Star with the tier 1 sub. Thank you for becoming a Knight of Autumn. I appreciate you. I appreciate the support. Everyone get some hearts in chat for our new subscriber. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much, Major Star. You can beat Nexus. How do you beat Nexus, Lewin? Tell me how you beat Nexus easily without... Oh. No, they discard Nexus to hand size, right? So if they draw Nexus, they keep 7 cards in hand and discard it to hand size. So the only way you can beat Nexus is by extracting cards out of their hand once they're below 7 card. So you can beat Nexus, right? You just have to extract cards from their hand so it gets stuck in their hand and they can't discard it to hand size. That's really weird. That's really, really weird. But you can actually beat it. Emrakul is much more beatable because you have extraction, but yeah, I guess people just wouldn't put off-color Nexuses in their board then. Another win for the best deck in Modern. Lock it in. I'm not counting this as a win, guys. This doesn't count. That's not legal in paper. Grave. They force you to break the loop. If you just sit there casting a Nexus forever and not doing anything, it's counted as a loop. And then the judges say, you're causing a loop. You're causing a loop, and we are going to ask you to break out of it. I'm actually not going to cast this, I think. They have Gurmag Angler in their deck. We also run it into a Stubborn Denial. I guess we're running the Glimpse into a Stubborn Denial anyway. We can just, yeah, we can hold up Briefing for double trap. Hit them for 26, untap, Glimpse them. I think I'm just gonna wait. I just don't want them knowing about this. Wow. You're hoping for another mirror, weren't we all? I'm just gonna pass the turn again. We'll hold up Trap, Briefing, Trap for their end step. We've got 20 points of damage in our hand. Beyond that, they have a Scour. Well, that's a fair point. Or they could just be shocking themselves because that's what they want to do anyway and holding up Stubborn Denial. Stub with Metalcraft. We know what you meant, BT, but that was amusing. Scour themselves, sure. It's a bit awkward if they just play a Shot Clan now, I guess. Well, that's a good point, George. That's a good point. Alright, this is going to be nice. They're going to have Stubborn Denial for the mission briefinged one, I guess. But that's not the end of the world. I guess I'd rather resolve the mission briefing than the original trap, so I'm going to let this resolve. So they can Stubborn Denial this, and then I can just trap back, briefing back the trap, and I get the Surveil off it. Right? I believe that's the case. I just want to wait and get this one counted. Just resolved. They just have nothing. We milled 2 Stubborn Denials. It's pretty unreasonable. Both the Battle Rages. What? They are a master. Jeez. I guess they just wanted to protect the Angler, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. They just wanted to protect the Angler and didn't care about getting milled for 13. Actually makes complete... It's not spooky. It makes complete sense. There's nothing spooky about it. Like, they figure the Angler matters more than getting milled 13. And they might even have a Snapcaster in hand, in which case they kind of want to get milled that first punch. I think it's entirely reasonable for them not to counter the first trap. I mean, I could dismember it, right? It's like a very realistic card for me to cast. Yeah, holding it up for bridge makes sense, and then like we put the second trap on the table, and then they get scared. So like plenty of reasons. I don't think it means ghosting at all. Double Glimpse is pretty strong. Yeah, Double Glimpse is nice. Agree. Just want to do this. Oh, want to do this now before they can have a Snapcaster up. Though realistically, Snapcaster might just be enough to kill us anyway. This matchup seems pretty rancid. They have a lot of good interaction and a fast clock. We should work out what's in their deck, I guess. Well, they had no targets left. Nice. So how many Stubborn Denials? They probably have 3 main deck. So they have no Stubborn Denials left. Are they just not playing Snapcasters, or are they all in their... Oh, they have 1 in their yards. They probably have access to 2 Snapcasters currently. But they can't currently snap a Stubborn, because they don't have enough mana. So we need to draw a mill card. If we do, we likely win. This is probably good enough to... So this is incredibly likely to win us the game. I'm going to hold this for a crab. But I guess it doesn't matter too much. I'm pretty sure they can't Stubborn this. We've already milled 3 Stubborns. They normally have like 3 main deck, but they could have 4, in which case they can win this. Yeah, I'm going to Incursion on Upkeep, for sure. Right, please work. Woo! Feels good. Now every attack they make mills them a card. Oh yeah, if they snapped an our turn, they'd mill to Orb. That's true. Yeah. That's nice. 42 is a good amount of life. Agree. I have no idea how to board here. I always find Shadow the hardest deck to sideboard against in Modern, pretty much. I find it very hard to sideboard against for a bunch of different reasons. Bridge, I imagine. Yeah, Bridge is interesting. I honestly wonder if we're just meant to try and extract all their threats. He boards an Echoing Truth, Push, Bridge, Damnation, and Set Adrift. And the Push. Okay. Yeah, that's loosely from your memory. Do you have any idea what he boards out shop? Is it just like Mesmeric Orbs? Or does he board out the Surgicals? Brutalities are also pretty rancid. Brutalities are pretty rancid. This is Jason's stream where we got this list from. Yeah, I think I'm going to take out the orbs. I think they are not great. I'm kind of interested in Inquisition. I think Extraction seems reasonable. I don't think I want any more Incursions, but the first 2 are nice. So I think we get to bring in one of these as our final card. These also fight over Snapcaster as well as just like taking away their threats. Alright. Caius sold it to me. Good job, Caius. You convinced me. You are literally paying for me to play that card. You're not wrong. I might take it out for game 3, but You convinced me for this game. Oh, Jason boarded out crabs because they just get pushed. That makes sense. That makes some amount of sense. And that's how you fit in more extraction effects. Sand is decent. I think sick is enthusiastic. But oh, that's why it's sick. Okay, Caius. I get it. I see where you were coming from now. Oh my god. Surgical extraction. Certainly a magic card. This hand would be better with one island. Can now surgical their Thoughtseize. How impressive such an action would be. Do I just want to wait on this? I'm going to be glimpsing next turn is the problem. So it's not like I can play this next turn easily. So I think I just want to play this out now. Rather than waiting. Yeah. And like, there's a decent chance opponent doesn't have a push post board. Yeah, they have sideboarded out a lot of their removal, most likely. Grump. Alright, I want to mill Gurmag Angler, Death Shadow. Come on, Gurmag Angler, Death Shadow. Ooh. Ooh. This is nice. I'm gonna do it now. I could do it draw step, but I don't want them having an extra draw towards like a surgical to fight over our surgicals. I think if we get rid of these, we just win the game, most likely. Or makes it incredibly hard for them to win. Taking the ones from their yard, even though we have a Visions of Beyond, because they have a Colligan's Command in their deck. This is great. Yeah, hand was secretly sick. Surgical extraction strategy has defeated the card strategy yet again, as is often the case. We have Street Wraiths and Snapcasters to kill us with. This is correct. I'm gonna take a picture. Take a picture. It'll last longer. This is great. I'm so happy. Alright. They have 3 ways to kill Bridge. They also have Snapcasters for those ways. Alright. How much removal do they even have? They don't even have that much removal for the crab. They had 1 bolt, 2 abrades, and a K command to answer the stupid crab. They just had one of their answers. I don't think I'm allowed to complain though, considering how good our extractions were. You bet opponent wishes they hadn't taken Set Adrift. Well then, 6 and 0. I don't know what to say. Don't know what to say. The surgical life. Oh. God damn it, Jason. Wait, we already 5-0'd the league. Yeah, Bobbin. We sure did. We're 6-0 now. I'm glad you think so, Caius. You think, yeah, for us Extirpate might be over the top, for sure. Just sending a message a sec. Alright, let's go on the play. Give us a nice opener here. Ugh. That's a bridge. Bridges win lots of games on their own. This hand does not seem great. I think I'm gonna keep though. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this. I'm not in love with it, but the Shelldock means it's not quite as land heavy as it looks. And I think Bridge is just very powerful. Yeah, there are lots of creature decks game 1 that are going to struggle to win this game, right? None of our cards do anything, but that's okay. Well, we're dead. We're against Storm. Rip. I guess they could be on the Phoenix deck too. Dream of the Phoenix deck. Are they going to put us on Shadowborn of Hostile deck? Oh my god. How's the Storm matchup? I mean, we do have extractions and stuff. We have summon stuff for the Storm matchup, but interesting. Don't really know what's going on anymore. We put a bridge into play and I'm gonna cast this. Gets countered and whatever. Yeah, that's about what I'd expect red hand. Maybe they're the Phoenix deck. Yeah, if they're the Phoenix deck, Ensnaring Bridge has to be nuts. But the Phoenix deck doesn't typically play Opt. Normally they play like Fort Scour, Serum Visions, and then like maybe a sleight of hand or two. But I guess lists are still varying a lot at the moment, so it will Storm. Please don't kill me. Have mercy. Yeah, we do get to push them if we untap. Big ask, but I mean, if they remand this, we get to use the Tarn to fire it off again. Second bridge to really get him. Alright, what am I doing now? All our cards kind of suck in this matchup, sadly. We've drawn like most of our anti-creature cards. Oh, Crypt Incursioning them might actually be important because just like messing up Grape Shot maths. If we can mill some cards, that's fair. That's fair. I think I'm going to play this and pass. With the intention of cycling Visions on their end step. And then if they try to combo kill us, we can just Hail Mary this mission briefing and try and flip one of our free surgicals. Which is at least something. Alright, I'm just going to cantrip off this. Just to try and dig to some interaction. Yeah, they have gifts here, 100%. Yeah, Field of Ruining for double blue is nice too. That is fair. Do I want a briefing for some interaction? I might want to. I can briefing try and hit either surgical or Inquisition. Or I can just wait and do this in that turn to hold up Fatal Push for a dork. I think I'm gonna wait. Just draw for turn. Right, and now I can shock myself, play Orb, and pass with briefing push up. I think that is the plan. I could also just randomly hit a surgical. As well, off the briefing, so. Either way, we can try and keep a discount bear off the table. Resolves. Milling them without surgical in hand is a death wish, yep. Post-board we get 8 surgical effects though, which should hopefully help a bit. I have to imagine it will. Because we have the 4th surgical and 4 Extirpate in our board. So very well equipped just to tear everything apart post-board. They are going to get to mill 4 here. Makes Parsnip Flames quite scary. Maybe the Mesmeric Orb was just wrong. Maybe I'm just meant to hold it because of the lack of surgical. Could see that being the case. Noctis Revival is actual Demonic Tutor. That's kind of funny. So we put Revival Barol in the yard or Revival Morphos? We're definitely putting Revival in the yard. Oh, we can bin both Dorks then Crypt? No, then they just Revival in response. Right? I guess it's good if they go for the Revival. Yeah, we Crypt to counter the Revival. So we just like hope our opponent runs into the bait. I think I'm interested in that. I think we're in a pretty rough position. And there's a world in which they run into this bait. Alright, I'm interested. It's also 9 life, yeah, which could stop some of like the rougher kills. There's literally a Mesmeric Orb in play. Oh, they have a Manamorphose to draw it in there. So we have to do this because they have Manamorphose in their hand. Otherwise they just draw it in their upkeep, but that does waste a Manamorphose. So I think I just want to Incursion. Even though we can make them waste a Manamorphose here to draw it. I don't know. Maybe we're meant to let them have this. Because, they'd have to waste the Manamorphose to draw this. And then we'd get to do Briefing Push. I think I'm just gonna let them have this. Yeah, I'm just gonna let them have this. And try and push it if they use the Manamorphose to draw it or an Opt to draw it. Lol. This also plays around them drawing one for the turn, so... They messed up real bad, Cat. They sure did. Jeez. Should definitely have done that on upkeep. Now for us to die anyway. I guess if they go for a rough grape shot kill, we could just randomly gain 9. Yeah, Crypt Incursion messes up the maths real badly. So, I think we're in an okay spot, weirdly. It looks scary, but... It definitely looks scary. I think I'm just gonna let this resolve, though. I'm gonna try and use the Incursion to mess up their maths. I just hope that's good enough. There's a very decent chance we die, but... It's looking better than it was in our turn. A lot of lists have been running one main deck empty. I know Caleb was doing that. So, Caleb Shura. If they can remand a Grape Shot, we're in trouble. That's true. Or even remand our Crypt Incursion would get us. But I think it's worth more value catching them by surprise than playing around a remand on our Incursion. That's a fair point, Mountain Mage. That's a fair point. Taste it. Take that, Parole. Oh my god. We could still die. Like, we can definitely still lose this. They don't need much. But, that was something. They really don't need much. Yeah, I think they can now, if they have a remand and a Grape Shot, they kill us, or 2 Grape Shots kills us. This deck is very expensive in Jictilio, for sure. Orb is $22? Seriously? Jeez. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I guess, like, none of the mill pieces have been reprinted very much, other than Glimpse. Which has had, like, 1 reprint. Every time I say Injectilio, you think I'm saying Andrew Cuneo. Oh my god. Yeah, at least Surgical is a card people actually own, although I guess most people don't own 4 copies. Oh, they were in guild kits as well. I didn't realize that, Charlotte. That makes a big difference. That's scary. They can't flashback past In Flames cast this though, currently. They might just be firing this off and passing the turn. I doubt that's the case because they'd cast more cantrips first. So that's definitely not the case. So we might just be dead here. Otherwise they'd have cast more cantrips before the Grape Shot. Yeah, they have a Remand. Unsubstantiate, same thing. Oh, we were so close. We had an awful hand against them and we were still really close. Alright. Well, let's bring in some stuff. We have some interaction. Oh my gosh. Do we have some interaction for them? Yeah, so all of these seem great. What are we cutting? Come here, Brutality. Yeah, Brutality seems nice. Yeah, we kept the worst hand ever. I think we can cut the Crypt Incursions. They're life gain, but they don't seem very good against our opponent. Orb is less than great. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I agree with that. Echoing Truth for tokens is actually legit. Weirdly. I could see almost cutting the Fatal Pushes. We have Brutalities for the non-Barrel things. I guess we still would like to kill Barrel ideally though. Cut the cut. I guess cut's just worse than push, huh? That's fair. Yeah, Truth is a good hedge against nonsense. I agree. Kind of like this plan. On the play, we should be able to keep them off empty for a little bit. On the draw, I might need another answer to that card though. Could definitely see empty just being the way we lose. Maybe on the draw we just have to bring in both of these. Oh no, sorry to hear that, Andrew. If you can maybe do it via bits on Twitch. Is a good way. It works out the same from my perspective. Yeah, trap is hard to turn on. Maybe we just want more answers to empty and we want to trim on traps a little bit. I could see that being the case. This is not quite there. I don't know, we get to cycle these. I think this is a mulligan though. It's just like, we don't know what these are. The surgicals don't turn trap on because it's us searching, not our opponent. Yeah, we can do a lot better, I agree. Hand's just awkward. Alright, this is whatever. I'm gonna keep. I'm not playing fetch lands in their version. I should have actually remembered this. But I think I'm gonna bottom this anyway because I want an extraction effect. More than I want a mill card here. The opponent has no fetches and we don't have a field. Yep, that's why we want to get rid of it. That makes sense. Could just cycle the visions here. Maybe that's better. Yeah, Sheevan Reef means no fetches. That is true. Means they're on fetchless. I'm just going to fire off one of these as a duress now. Just to see what's going on over there. I guess they haven't fired off any cantrips yet. But I kind of just want to make sure I don't get punked out by Empty the Warrens next turn. Interesting. So yes, we take up pieces of the puzzle. I believe. I think it's the best card in this hand at the moment. It also draws us into an extraction. Like, it means an extraction becomes a really good draw. Although we kind of want to extract Wincons instead of this. So maybe we wouldn't even do that anyway. Inquisition, huh? So we just get to take all their card draw this turn. That's true, it's better to extract past in flames. That's a fair point. This is a surgical extraction stream, it really is. I like how it does kind of matter against them, like a bit. The chance we want triple blue isn't that high. So I think I'm just gonna get this. Oh, trap can happen in response to gifts. That's true. That's a good point. Alright, am I taking the past in flames or gifts? I think I'm just taking the gifts because I don't have an extraction yet. It makes their hand not really do very much. So. Okay. I think I just want to cycle this now to dig for extractions and such. It's going to be so long until we actually... We have to draw 2 mill cards to make this ancestral. So I think I'm fine with that. Ooh. That's not bad. I'm going to hold on to this because we have trap in our deck. I like how much fun you're having with that, Caius. Pleases me. I'm gonna hold this for a crab. We actually played we played a mono red hollow one Arclight Phoenix deck the other day on stream. So we do play decks like that occasionally. But I definitely tend to be more of a mid-range player. I say as I'm control player, I say as I'm playing mill. Alright. Just gonna stare at each other for a bit. It's not bad. I can fill up their yard for us. I guess it fuels the past in flames, which is awkward. I'm not too worried about that at the moment. So I'm just going to wait before doing anything more with this. You can counterbalance a Croson Trick Grip. You can also rescue your Scrap Trawler from an Extirpate by activating the mana ability on Krok Clan Ironworks to trigger your other Scrap Trawler, which is complete nonsense. It's complete garbage, but hey, that's where we're at apparently. I have noticed that none too, it's adorable. Alright. Yeah, we don't care about empty anymore. I'm wondering at what point I mill them, because once I get Grape Shot, it's really hard for them to kill me, even if they storm off, because of us having Echoing Truth. This is fine. Even gives us info on what they're grabbing. Oh, they're grabbing Grape Shot. That's a bit scary. So they have a Grape Shot in hand. Obviously, we want to try and nab their Grape Shots at some point. But I think I can wait on doing that. Holy cow. Alright, I think I go for it now. They discarded Past in Flames? What? Interesting. Past in Flames is an ambitious discard. They want to kill us next turn. They seem to. The question is, do I let them put rituals on the stack and then I exile the Past in Flames? That might be the answer. Or do I just it's so risky if they just flash this back after one ritual though, and it gives them an extra storm too. I'm pretty unsure on this. This is a tricky 10. Let's do this though, see what happens. Yeah, I don't know what we gain by waiting either. That's what I'm struggling to figure out. Yeah, I have to do it after the very first ritual. But then I give them the extra storm, which I think is the most important thing, because it just, like, ups the chance of us randomly dying to remands and stuff. On Grape Shot, I think. Yeah, I think the answer is just exile now. I agree with you, BT. Should attack with the crab. Always the line. Get our raid value. I guess I'm silly. I want to extirpate the Past in Flames before trapping them. Oh, I can just get the Grape Shots instead, right? Yeah, I think I just want to get the Grape Shots rather than taking the Past in Flames. Because I have the Echoing Truth for Empty the Warrens. I believe that is the case. It's really risky if they grab a negate to protect the Empty the Warrens is the problem. Taking the Past in Flames is really strong. As well. I think there's just too much risk of me randomly dying to them Grape Shotting us, though, with remands, if we just don't take the Grape Shots. You take their Grape Shot and you die, and they die. I mean, if they can set up an empty turn through this Echoing Truth, we could still die, I believe. Or they could just not have Empty the Warrens in their deck against our Surgical Extraction deck. That's also a possibility. So they can just never win now. They have an Echoing Truth, a Repeal. Yeah. Well, they just didn't even have Empty the Warrens. For some reason. Who's excited to lose to Betrayal Beats? Oh my god. Alright. I still feel like they might board an Empty for game 3 after that game. And that maybe it's just like the only way we lose if we extract Grape Shot. I don't want to cut too much mill because it's really important for enabling these effects. Obviously Archive Trap's not ideal, but yeah, I think they're gonna board an Empty, I agree. Yeah, I think we want Might, and we probably want Damnation. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah, Archive Trap's turned on by Gifts and Fields, which I think is enough. So we need to cut 2 cards. Definitely not cutting any removal or discard or any of these, because these are like how you win the games. 1 trap, 1 mission briefing. You think Damnation is too far? I mean, it's kind of the same as Knight of Souls Betrayal, right? I guess you can play Knight proactively. Knight also turns off Betrayal forever, which is nice. What changes did we make? We're trying to bring in these, because I think they're going to board an empty for game 3, and I think it's the only way we lose. Yeah, we could do something like this. Cut a couple crabs. Crabs are pretty nice. Maybe crabs are just worse than trap, though. Crabs play badly with the Damnation. Cut truth, you only need 2 answers to empty. I just don't know how else we lose. Is the thing. That's what I don't understand, is how else we actually lose the game as long as we can answer the empties they're going to bring in for game 3. Briefing is great because of surgical, you're right. You're right. I'm gonna run it like this. This might be overkill on empty answers, I'm just scared. I am scared. This doesn't have an extraction. Assume this is a mulligan. This gets the cycle towards an extraction, and the rest of the hand is good. Like if we draw an extraction, this hand is very strong. Yeah, we need a black sorcery, that's true. At the very least, we need a discard spell to make sure we're safe. If we don't have an extraction. Yeah, I think I'm gonna mulligan this. It looks like a good hand, but I don't think it's good in the matchup. Alright, this is better. Brutality does a lot of work, I believe. I'm going to bottom this just to dig for an extraction. We already have 2 lands, which is all this hand really needs to get running. Turn 1 Psycho Visions, maybe. We'll see what our draw step is first. Brutality's interesting. Like, we do have the Glimpse to help get the visions going quickly, but we also want to dig for an extraction really aggressively, so cycling the visions might just be correct. If they play a Betrayal, I'm definitely cycling it. Betrayal forces me to cycle it. Yeah, hoping and praying for an Electromancer, agreed. So we can slam this Brutality. Cycling the visions also gives us more info on what we... Oh, they're going for an empty turn. Yikes. Oh, this is really strong. I think we're gonna lose this. I mean, this is gonna be our first loss. This is the only way I think they beat us. That's why I boarded in the Damnations and stuff. So yes, we just have to find one very quickly. This blocks a goblin. Adorable. No, we have the Echoing Truth in too. I have all 3 answers in my deck at the moment. So, hey Cabrito. Yeah, Crab's actually decent. It means we're only taking 7 next turn. Then we get to kill 2 of these. We get to kill 1 of these and drain them with a Brutality. So I think I just want to cast the Crab. Milling them is real scary, but... Or I can mill myself, but I can't mission briefing back to Damnation or the Knight of Souls Betrayal. So, it's only, like, specifically Echoing Truth that matters. Yeah. We won't get enough mana for briefing Truth soon enough. I'm just gonna mill them. I think this is fine. I think one of our other outs is potentially milling them enough to erase the goblins, though that's obviously tricky. Yeah, I can kill and gain life with brutalities, which is going to help too, for sure. Morb is good versus gobbos. This is true. I don't know that we'll have time to cast it, though, if we draw it. No, that's a 1/3. That gets to attack us. This isn't bad. It means if we draw a land, we can, like, potentially dig towards the Echoing Truth. For now, we're gonna go... Are we doing triple escalate? Ditching. Glimpse briefing, I think is the line. Yeah, the briefing is not great here. You'd only double and just not take something from their hand. We can't beat any of these. Like, I kind of have to take the pieces, but it doesn't... Then they just grape shot our crab. Maybe we have to take the grape shot and hope that the pieces is just really bad for them somehow. Yeah, we just have to save the crab, I agree. I don't think we can actually win this game anymore if we don't draw specifically Echoing Truth next turn. Because their hand is also just really strong. So... Well, they grape shot me, true. But, like, the flaw on it is that they grape shot the crab, and that's already really brutal. This game is not looking great. Like I said, I think this is the only way we lose these games. It's why I boarded in the Damnation and the Knight of Souls Betrayal. I think this is the only card that matters, and it obviously really mattered here. They just can't deal with it. I mean, that's not the case, Red Hand. Every matchup's losable. I don't think this matchup is a bye by any means, either. There's, like, no way out of this at this point. I guess I can go... God, they have an Echoing Truth to bounce the crab. So we, like, drain them. But... Free modes. I think we need to keep the Visions of Beyond. Weirdly. Oh, we go to 1, in which case Echoing Truth is no longer a live draw for us. Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh, they're letting us take it. I guess we just have to take this. Again, just hope that their pieces sucks for them. I think it's more likely that the pieces sucks for them than they don't cast their Echoing Truth. Noxious Revival, so they get back Grape Shot and then they Manamorphose into it. Yes. Alright. Well played, opponent. Empty Thorns was very, very good. Yeah, I don't think it's overboarding to bring in the Knight of Souls, Betrayal, and Damnation effects. I think we just need them. The dream is dead. It really is. 6-1. Deck confirmed. Unplayable. Scrap it. It was a lie. This deck sucks. Yep, clearly. Clearly what our first loss means. What else could it possibly mean? Alright. Back to the Junding board. Oh my god. Oh my god. This deck's been doing decently. I'm pretty happy with it so far. I'm not sure I could ever convince myself to play this at a GP. Even if it is the truth somehow. But it's kind of decent. You think Storm? Yeah, I think Storm's a good matchup too. I agree. Most likely. Ooh. Ooh, fan of the stream. BTCLA. We're gonna mulligan this hand, by the way, in case it wasn't obvious. We're currently 1-1 in this league, but we 5-0'd our first league. Alright, let's get rid of this trash pile. This is not great, but I'm gonna keep. And I think I'm gonna bottom this because we don't get to cast it for ages. Because we don't have any fetch lands for it. Gemstone Mine, Amulet Titan. Oh, this is Brian Gottlieb's list, I guess, because of the Adventurous Impulse. Do I want to wait for these to be Ancestrals? I kind of do. Because they're going to be Ancestrals in 2 turns. Oh, it's Edgar. Okay. Edgar's the Adventurous Impulse person. I'm just gonna wait on these Ancestrals. I could just cycle one now to dig for a Surgical, I guess, which I think would be reasonable, but this is also reasonable. Not really sure which is better. Oh my god. I look forward to hopefully Field of Ruining that. We can but dream. I'm just going to cast the Crab and get max value off of it. Not let opponent know about the Field of Ruin in our hand. Milled 2 prime times. Wow. Oh yeah, milling them's really good because it's they have lots of one-offs. That's a very valid point. Bog protecting themselves from Surgical. I kind of want to cycle 1 Visions now, because I feel like we're so far ahead, and hitting a Surgical here would be game ending. We probably only need 1 Visions. to finish out this off. Realistically, maybe this is aggressive, but also with bouncing the bog, we might not even get to actually raid the visions properly. Yeah, I would 100% surgical the Titan, agreed. This is pretty good. I think I just want to field one of these so I can archive trap. Just like get as many targets out of the deck as possible for prime time. To weaken prime time as much as possible. There goes, oh my god. Third prime time down. Let's see if we can hit the final one. This is great. Is it weird that I kind of want to kill the bog? So we can't be cut off visions. I'm probably just meant to kill the dual land to limit mana, but it's like a bit of me that wants to just kill the bog, so it can't be bounced and replayed. So I feel like with the Azusa in play, my opponent's pretty good at having enough mana for everything. Find another trap. That's not bad. Summoner's Pact for the final Titan. Sure. Indeed, Ty, indeed. Our hand was kind of absurd, to be fair. We kind of had the actual dream hand, which has definitely helped this. Strongholds in the graveyard, sweet. Alright, get to mill lots of cards. This deck is great. Jeez. Alright. Fatal Push seems like the nut low. Want some amount of this stuff, but probably not all of it. I think Crypt Incursion seems pretty poor. Yeah, the extra bridge is probably good enough to include. This stuff is like, these are maybes. Damnation is like probably not good. Inquisition could stop explosive start since we have some bad cards in the deck. Bridge, more extractions. I think Brutality is pretty bad too. Brutality kills Azusa, but normally by the time you can kill Azusa at sorcery speed, she's already done her damage, I think. Something like this. Oh, these do take pacts. I forgot that these take pacts as well. Mesmeric Orb plus Amulet of Vigor, oh my god. Oh, he boarded in Damnation. Okay, I can see it being correct. I can see that. Especially if you're picking apart their deck, then it's much harder for them to, like, just play for you sweeping their board. You have to kill a 6/6 somehow, I guess. That makes sense to me. What are the bad cards here? I guess we can just cut some orbs since it's the worst mill card. By a lot. It's like easily the worst of the four. Orb is great. It seems fine. It seems decent against that deck, like better than usual. I just feel like my other mill cards are all better though. Because my other mill cards immediately flip things for my extirpates and such. Is the thing. It's possible one of these is meant to be a Set Adrift. Yeah, the third bridge is not great. I think it's something I want though. Not like 100%. Kind of curious to what opponent's deck looks like post-board. See how good these extirpates are. Oh, this is not good enough. This is probably a keep, though I'm not excited about it because I don't have an extraction, but seems fine. I do want another colored source, but I also want to dig for an extraction. So that's like a medium top. It's probably a top. I don't know, we have a lot more lands in our deck than extractions is the thing, which is like why I'm not excited about topping that, but we're probably meant to keep it realistically. There is the Amulet. Opponent being on the play, super relevant this game against our Inquisition. Or not relevant at all. Wow, Emrakul. Emrakul's gas against us. Jeez. Also, that hand sucks. I think we're going to be fine. Now that the second amulet's gone, the hand's a lot less explosive, so... I guess I just get down the orb to guarantee as much milling as possible off of it. Because now, when the Talaria West comes down, it mills a card. Which is kind of funny. Milled the Abrade, jeez. So lucky. Yeah, Emmy still costs like 7. So it's basically a Titan that can't be extracted very easily. Wrong Emmy, oh my god. Nice. We get 2 visions for full value here. And then we're pretty close to Shelldocking too. It's kind of sad. I want to hit an actual land with the field. I guess I can pass the turn though and try and see if they play a dual land. They're probably not going to play it into the field. That's the thing. Killing the Talaria is nice. Yeah, West is an actual land. You are correct. I think I do just want to kill it. I kind of want to do it now in case I draw discard spell or something off the visions, I guess. It's all fairly irrelevant. I feel like it's pretty hard to lose from here, but... Alright. Wow, I actually got to take a pact. Nice. Opponent's hand still not great. We can briefing back Glimpse. And then we have Extraction up. No, that we don't quite have Extraction up. We're like 1 mana short of that. If we do that. Still. This is looking pretty good for us. This matchup seems unreal for us. This is complete nonsense. Alright, a dual land lets them Emrakul. So I kind of actually want to cast the bridge next turn, weirdly. I think I actually just want to cast the bridge next turn rather than mill them, because otherwise they can cast an Emrakul off a dual land. I think the bridge should, like, basically lock it up. I can leave up briefing so that they don't gain access to my briefing with an Emrakul. Like, it's so hard for us to lose here, I just don't want to randomly lose to Emrakul. I just want to, like, hedge my bets, I believe. Hey there, Gabroth. We're 6-1, about to be 7-1, Gabroth. So, somehow, yes. Don't quite know how, but apparently we did lose a whole match. This is true. Deck clearly sucks. Visions of Beyond her. We can choose Glimpse. Well, maybe I'm meant to be taking all the Titans out of the deck to make sure I don't randomly die with 2 amulets in play, but I think milling all their stuff is probably also good enough, so I'm not too worried. Because, like, none of the lands are going to be in play to kill us with, is the thing, right? Like, all the lands are just going to be out of their deck. I guess we can now randomly die to Emrakul, cast our crabs. So maybe we're not meant to Ancestral on that basis. Oh my god, Inject Julio. Jeez, that's a solid yikes. Alright. We are 7-1. I'm gonna go get some water a moment, then we'll hop into a 9th match of Blue-Black Mill. Continue Breaking Modern, question mark. Is this Breaking Modern pigeon meme? Back in a moment. Alright. Let the milling continue. Oh. Yeah, we 5-0'd the last league and we're 2-1 in this, which is pretty ridiculous. Not remotely realistic, but here we are. Apparently Miller's just great. That seems fine. It's not exciting, but perfectly reasonable hand. This deck does not overlap with cards from my team, no. Apparently this matchup is quite hard. So says Jason. 1 win in the next 3 to match Jason's win rate. Both of these seem pretty unexciting in the matchup. Orb's going to be bad by the time we can Shelldock it into play. Surgical's probably going to be bad too, though. It's fairly irrelevant what we take there. Mill has no good cards in it. I mean, it has Fatal Push. Like Surgical Extraction. I think that's about where the conversation stops, though. So, Jason said he reckons he's a slight underdog in this matchup, so we'll see how it goes. Can definitely see us losing it. Especially if there's a Ballista in hand, these crabs are going to look a lot worse then. Which is pretty relevant. Right. That mono crab life. Look at this combo deck. What a glorious combo deck we have going on here. Visions of Beyond, Ensnaring Bridge. Truer combos have not existed. Please don't have Ballista. Please. Play a Hangerback Walker. Alright. Well, I guess that's fine too. So I don't know how this works, but I assume I have to be able to Fatal Push that Ink Moth next turn. I believe is how this goes. My hand is quite nice. You're not wrong. I'm actually going to do the maths on it, but I'm pretty sure the Ink Moth is lethal if we don't hold up push. If I had a Surgical in hand, I'd probably just hit the Welding Jars even. Oh yeah, we can field the Nexus. You're right, I'm really silly, Prometheus. It's been a stream and a half, let me tell you. Yeah, just field it. Yola smart. Yola smart. Chat confirmed good at Magic. Alright, this is looking good for us so far. They have a 4/4. We have at least a Mill 10 in hand and an Ancestral. Please don't have Ballista. That's a Hangerback Walker. I guess that's decent with their throne. They can pop it. It's like kind of good. I wonder at what point I have to start chumping. I don't think it's this turn. They're going to hit me for 6. I don't think I chump this turn. I think I want these I need these crabs in play even. You think we just block? The bridge doesn't do much against the hang it back, Michael. I guess that's a decent argument for blocking. It makes the bridge better, because it gives us more time against the Thopters. It's fair. This is a good draw. Hey, Doc Moy. The milling is going well. The dredging less so. We've not been very good at dredging today. We're currently 7-1 with mill though. So I just go field your thing, mill you for 12, mill you for 10. I guess. We can Ancestral first. I kind of like using all my mana this turn is the thing. I think I like using all my mana. It is annoying. If we use up the field, it makes trap a lot worse. You think we just need to bridge now just to buy a turn? I could see that. We get to bridge, hold up Ancestral for that end step, and then probably untap and kill them. Kind of like that. Now we hold up visions, and we probably untap and kill them. If they don't have a ballista. If they have a ballista, we die. Milled 2 ballistas. We've milled 3 Ancient Stirrings as well. Yeah, we die to Ballista anyway. I don't know if we might have survived Ballista if we chump blocked last turn. The maths is kind of complicated. I think we probably would have though. Another crab. Another crab is nice. This has to be lethal, right? Cast my crab. We've got like mill 9, mill 9, mill 9, mill 10. So we can just like almost mill a whole normal library. Yeah, we can mill 37 this turn, Ty. Just complete nonsense. This isn't like secretly an artifact land they can sack, right? Counter our field. Alright, alright. Easy game, etc. Definitely want Damnation, definitely want Crypt Incursion. Definitely want Push. Definitely want Knight of Souls Betrayal too whilst we're at it. Yeah, this deck, Ty, this deck is something. What cards, Ty? I have no idea how to board in this matchup. You've watched Jason stream this a bunch. Can you let me just like run me through what Jason would do? Does he keep in his bridges? I assume so. I assume he keeps in his bridges, but I know sometimes he likes to board all that sort of stuff out because he assumes they're just going to board in a million Nature's Claims. I think I'm boarding out the Mesmeric Orbs. Yeah, Echoing Truth seems nice. I agree with boarding both of these in. Definitely taking out the orbs. I'm wondering how good extraction effects are. They run a play set of claims, yeah, and they're probably bringing a lot of them in, especially after losing to Bridge game 1, which is a bit awkward. Inquisition seems great as well, I agree. Surgical is so-so. I think Brutality is pretty so-so. Probably want to trim on them. They can kill Overseers, which is nice. Ignore that. I have told Kay that I am not attending the meeting tonight. Apologies if that was loud. I have no idea how loud that was for y'all. You'd bring in the other Ridge. Yeah, I think I meant to. I can keep in 1 Brutality or like 1 Extraction. It wasn't that loud. That's good to hear. With Mission Briefing, because Mission Briefing works really well with Archive Trap. As well as like allowing you more consistency. The body's pretty irrelevant with Ensnaring Bridge, like cutting down people attacking, but mainly it just combos with Archive Trap is the most important thing. Is why it's better than Snapcaster by like a lot. I'm gonna try this. I need to go see what how Jason boards. I think this seems fine. Yeah, the Surveil was also just like really good in this deck. Like, I've been really impressed with just like going upkeep to Surveil to like ensure that you don't draw lands that like make you die to your bridge or whatever. This doesn't seem great. Has no mill. We only have a fatal push. I think this is a mole. Oh, this is way better. Do I want that? Kind of. I kind of want that. You want it all, you want it now. Oh my god. Them not having a ballista last game was so good for us. This Knight of Souls Betrayal is going to be nice too. Can even kill the Overseer. Yeah, this is great. I'm very okay with everything that's happening here. I kind of want to be able to get a Watery Grave with this, so I think I was playing the Swamp. It's really unfortunate if they kill my Hedron Crab, but I think that's pretty unlikely to happen. So I think I prefer just playing the Swamp over, like, shocking myself with a Watery Grave. Because I want Watery Grave, because then I can Mission Briefing the Glimpse. Yeah, they need Scales plus Ballista, in which case we're probably in a bad state anyway, so... Why can't Mengu get a verified Twitch account? That's really surprising. Ooh, what on earth was that draw? Yeah, their hand is not exciting. Jesus, this draw though. I still kind of want to get a Watery Grave. But I also don't want to shock myself for this Glimpse. Maybe Mission Briefing is just good enough, flashing back the Fatal Push, that I don't care about having triple blue. Or double... No, I need double black for this, and I want... If I crack this and shock and play it for a land now, it's to cast a Glimpse. I guess I'm just shocking myself, it's probably fine. Realistically. Yeah, I think we just want to cast a Glimpse this turn. I'm not sure how much it matters casting it this turn versus casting it later. But, like, I feel like the world in which our mana is tied up every turn, we're probably winning anyway, because we're drawing good spells, but I feel like this is fine. Alright, for 2 Ballistas, only 1 Hardened Scales. They could still draw one, but they obviously don't have one yet. Wow, their hand just sucks. Must be. Oh, we could have milled the hangerback. I don't think I care about the hangerback, though. I think I'd rather save this for something that's actually threatening. The hangerback doesn't do that much. Do I cast this now? Or do I wait? Casting this now exposes these to Walking Ballista a tiny bit more, which is actually relevant. I can just like Set Adrift a Hangerback Walker, force them to redraw a bad card. That doesn't really do anything here. I think I'm just going to put the bad card back on top of their library. And if they pop it with a Nature's Claim, then that means their tokens are just going to die. And if it gets put on top, I'm also happy. So like either way, I think this works out pretty nicely for us. And we keep the Glimpse in the yard for our mission briefing. They're probably going to pop this with a Nature's Claim, I assume. But that's fine, because it just runs straight into the Knight of Souls Betrayal. So I don't really mind that. And the upside of putting it on top of their library is so good for us. Since it just denies them a good draw step, since I really don't care about the Hangerback that much. This also means the Knight of Souls Betrayal doesn't die to a Nature's Claim, most likely. Which is nice. Yeah, now the Knight of Souls Betrayal is sweet. Because at the very least it Plague Winds them. Oh my gosh, this draw is absurd. Just the old mill 12. Stop drawing so well. I'm making the deck look good. Smells like 8-1. It sure does. It sure does. For better or worse. Any land kills them, any spell kills them. It's kind of an exaggeration, but... all 4 Walking Ballistas are gone, I think. One... oh no, they still have 1 Walking Ballista, which could get there. They may have 1 Walking Ballista left. That could legitimately win this game. 1, 2... maybe I'm miscounting. Maybe I'm miscounting. Yeah, this was not a particularly good matchup, agreed. We still just destroyed them. Alright, I mean, opponents' draws were also not very strong. At least game 2, my draw was quite weak. I think it's they kept a hand with Nature's Claims to play against Bridge well. And then they just lost to our, like, A-plan. 8-1. Easy life. Easy life. Oh my god. This is wild. If we 4-1, I might just run this back. Just accept we're milling people all day long. So I really need to see if this just like, if I can just keep winning with this. This is the real deal. It might be. It might be. It's kind of concerning. How many people do you think will be on Mill in Liverpool, Ty? Based on, like, me and Jason streaming this. Eight and 1 is a small sample size. 77 and 36 or whatever Jason had, though. Less small. Yeah, I might play another league if we do well in this league. I feel like I'm obliged to if we 4-1 this. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. This matchup can't be good for us. I'm gonna take that frat, though. Slow them down a lot. Like, I even play at turn 1. It's kind of funny. They have, like, disruption plus pressure. The old 1-2 punch. Wizards. Where's George? George would be thrilled to know we're playing against wizards. Nice spell snare, I know, right? I mean, could be worse for us. The meeting. I talked to Kay earlier, George. Also, but that is where you are, yes. I talked to Kay and he said I could keep streaming. But that is where you're going, yes, yes. That makes sense. You're missing out on wizards, though. Wizards is like your thing. We can't even Ancestral yet. It's so heartbreaking. I guess I'm silly. I was just meant to get a tap land. I just assumed I'd be at the Ancestral point, but I might be able to Ancestral on their turn, depending on what they do, which is nice. So they have to just kill this, right? Interesting. Oh, it takes a card out the yard. Brutal. Yeah, they're just gonna bolt down the crab, which makes sense. So heartbreaking. Why didn't they play a stupid fetch land? If they play a fetch land, they just die now. I think, is it greedy to still hold on to this? They're so close to dead. Maybe I was meant to cycle this and find a field. I was probably just meant to cycle this. Just holding on to it seems greedy. But we also have all the time in the world. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait, see what happens. Yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. I'd be very surprised if we lose this. Yeah, there's not much advantage to doing that now. There is still some, but I agree there's not much. Their mana situation's so awkward. Alright, I think I'm gonna wait till I untap before casting this Visions. Oh, now I can just start hard casting traps. That's like not the end of the world. If they have a counter spell, they're gonna get to counter a trap anyway, so I think I'm just gonna do it on their end step. To not let them use their mana in that case. Scary. Also, they could play a fetch land, in which case I get to play these for free. Yeah, I think we just wait. I agree. This is actually getting perilous. We're down to 11 now. They have 2 creature lands in play to just randomly kill us, potentially. Kinda wish we'd just cycled the Visions when we weren't under so much pressure. Alright, now we have Ancestral in our hand though. Yeah, they're holding something for sure. I'm just gonna start Ancestraling. Because I need more than this Archive Trap to kill them anyway. Give me something. Brutality's pretty good, at least. Except they have a spell snare in hand. Yeah, they have a spell snare in hand, so the brutality's not amazing from that perspective. But I can at least get the spell snare out in case I draw a glimpse. Although it makes Inquisition a worse draw if I do that. I'm just gonna 2-mode it. Because I think this is just getting spell snared. So I don't think I need to go for full value. But I also don't think I need this land. And this at least forces the spell snare. 100%. Yeah, which like clears the way for a glimpse, potentially. Yeah, I can cut too. I'm going to cut in their turn. Because it might make them attack with less creatures. If they have a counter magic to hold up, then it's going to make them attack with less creatures. Potentially. Jeez, that's terrifying. That's so much pressure. How many bolts and snapcasters are they through? Only 2 snapcasters down. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's only 4 bolts down too. We could just die here. They're not attacking with their other creatures, which implies they have more interaction. That's like almost good. It's not really good though. I think I'm just meant to try and trap them twice instead. This doesn't actually stop anything unless they search. I think we're going to lose this game. This matchup feels pretty rough. Pressure plus disruption, just like the way you beat combo decks, right? And this is basically a combo deck. Yeah, our draws have been medium too. We've not had a very strong draw. That is true. That is true. Like, we were like we were like a Field of Ruin short of killing them maybe. Or one decent spell. So we want brutalities. We want Inquisition to clear the way of discard. I think Bridge seems really bad, weirdly. Knight of Souls Betrayal seems nuts. Fatal Push seems really good. Crypt Incursion seems good. Surgical is good against Snapcaster, but I think it's pretty garbage. When double Ancestraling is not enough, indeed. I think I can cut some number of orbs. I guess planets. I don't know. I don't feel like that would have made much of a difference. But that's certainly something I could have done. Kind of want to do something like this. Don't know if I want a surgical over the 4th orb. Just to maybe respond to a Snapcaster with. I just think orb is like kind of garbage, and they're probably going to broad in a braid style effects against us. We make a Braid's dead this way, apart from against Crab. That's fair, Red Hand. I've been cutting Mesmeric Orbs very aggressively. That is true. I think I still want to cut them here, though. traps out? No, they have fetch lands in their deck. They just didn't draw any of them. We milled over some fetch lands, so we know they have them. And we have Field of Ruins to enable them too. And Archive Traps is really important to actually being able to kill people, I think. Let's try this. Right, this hand is very good. We can resolve this Brutality, it's going to be A+. Rude. I guess since they didn't play a 1-drop, I can probably just fire this up as a Duress. I don't really want to escalate it, as good as the Drain is, just because I'm scared of Spell Snare. I think I'm pretty interested in just using my mana and duressing them, clearing a counter spell out of the way of some description. We can take this mana leak from them, which is nice. The card is quite obnoxious against us. Alright, there's the Delver. Have a removal spell for it, so I'm not too concerned. Yeah, I don't have any obvious pitch cards. Yeah, that's the other thing, for sure. This, I just fire this up and kill this. I think I'm happy just cycling this Visions. I'm probably going to end up cycling it at some point anyway, since I don't have any mill in hand currently. And it can dig me towards Inquisition, potentially. Should be a nice thing to fire off this turn. Well, now we get to hold this up. Who decided Nimble Obstructionist was a modern playable Magic card? I have no idea. Card is fairly medium, I would agree. Right, now they have Snap Bolt Up this turn. We have a push for the Snapcaster, which is actually pretty nice. I think I'm going to hold the land for a crab. So I don't think we need all our mana this turn. I guess we could just, like, fire off the Crypt Incursion whilst they don't have a counterspell up as a gain 6, which is honestly pretty reasonable. But I kind of just want to hold the land. That's fair, that's fair. We actually want to hit our 5th land for the Archive Trap. Yeah, you're right. It's actually a very good argument for playing the land out because of the Archive Trap in our hand. You're correct. Take Inventory in Phoenix. That is spicy. That is really nice. That actually sounds decent, honestly. Weirdly. I actually think that sounds weirdly decent. I think I'm just going to fire this off as a gain 6 whilst I know it will resolve. Because that buys us a lot of time. On the other hand, getting it countered would let something else that's more important to resolve. I think this is probably fine. I'm not convinced by it, but it's probably fine. Looting plus inventory for free on turn 3. That sounds dreamy. Fort Scour over your your take inventories into the yard. Alright, I guess I'm just Set Adrifting this and Surgicaling them to get rid of it. Believe that is what I'm doing. We saw a Scalding Tarn last game, I believe. I believe we saw a Scalding Tarn last game. Yeah, we're probably going to be surgicaling something very exciting, but we get to shuffle away their threat, which I think just, like, buys us a lot of time. I'm wondering which card I keep. I think I just keep Brutality. I think it's the most important one to have access to. It might be incorrect not to keep Visions. I'm pretty unsure. Deal. Opponent's playing blue-red wizards. It's kind of sweet. Right, I think I just want to take some bolts out of their deck, just because it means that their clock is a bit less on us. Also, they had a bolt in hand that we knew about, because we're really smart. That was improbable. I'm gonna give myself a solid improbable on that one. So they have 2 spell snares, 1 negate, 3 remands, 2 mana leaks. They do have Scalding Tarns in their deck. They just aren't drawing them. I'll screenshot it. You right. You great. I'm still gonna take some of this in before we keep playing though. Yeah, they have a single Flooded Strand too. Good shout. 2 Dispels. I did not see those. Yeah, they do. It's interesting. Single Wizard Retort. Alright, so they're down to just this Fairy Conclave to clock us with for now. So we have time. As long as they don't draw a threat for a couple turns, I think we're in a decent spot. I'm pretty happy just fetching an island with this Delta, so I'm just going to leave it uncracked. In case I draw a crab. Brutality. One's good. I guess I'm just firing off the retort, the trap, before they can draw a Dispel. I like how the one Inquisition we left in actually did something. It's kind of funny. Alright, so you milled a Wizard's Lightning, a Negate, and a Spell Snare, and a Retort. Didn't mill that much counter magic. We also milled the Delvers, which is really awkward because they're the nice things for us to Brutality. So that's actually pretty good for them. They went top, bottom. So now a mill spell snipes their Scry. Ooh, they have a card in hand we can Inquisition. Because they didn't attack with Conclave. I'm just going to take it. It's a threat. It forces them to run it out and then we get to kill it. Remand Lightning. So I can just take the Lightning. I guess. Do we have bridges in our deck? We don't. Cool. So remand's not too concerning. So they only have 1 lightning left in their deck for reach. So it's basic. I guess they have Snapcasters too for reach. Those are also relevant. That's nice. Yeah, we extracted bolts. So I can just Brutality them to take the Remand, I guess. We exiled the Fatal Push, which is pretty awkward here. But yeah, if they search, I get to Archive Trap for 0, potentially. So this lets them cycle the Remand, but it also means we don't have to worry about the Remand. And then I think I'm just passing the turn for now. Hold up this mission briefing for our Archive Trap. Snapcaster time. Obstructionist time. Right, we get to kill that one. It's going to get in 3 damage though, which is annoying. Yeah, this is good for them. They put us to 7. I think I'm going to upkeep this briefing for a Brutality. I don't know. Getting value out of the Brutality in hand is nice. Upkeep briefing kind of plays around Remand though, because if they Remand the Brutality, it goes to our hand. I also need to do this at some point soon. Don't know that it's this turn though. I already have like a nice play for this turn. I'm just gonna wait. I'm not sure that's correct, but this is an absurd draw. Jesus Christ. That's so good. Alright, kill this. Uh-huh. I can just pay for it, right? Like, whatever. It's weird. Just to get in 2 damage. It seems very aggressive. Now next turn we get to go field mission briefing trap. If we want. Take their pressure off the board. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. Please just don't have very much in your hand. Not a snap. Oh no! No, this is so bad. Okay, I have to briefing the Brutality now, I believe. Which sucks. Because they're gonna put me to 3. So we now die to the Snapcaster at any point. I mean, their draws have been fine, Ty. They're drawing like very reasonably, but I don't think they've been drawing unusually well. By any means. I think we want the field to kill the Conclave with, though, and just hope to fade Snapcaster. Oh, we could see what briefing hits first. That's true. Yeah. Could hit an incursion or something. So this goes into our yard. Glimpse is 10. So we don't have lethal next turn with trap plus glimpse. So we can't play towards that line. So I think we just want to kill both of these and keep the glimpse on top. Yeah, we're short of Set Adrift plus field by 1 mana. There's honestly an argument to dumping this and just like hoping to find a Crypt Incursion, because if we get to resolve Crypt Incursion, we probably win. Oh, we're gonna shuffle it away with field, yeah. That's also true. Yeah. So I guess I just put it in the yard. Like, I honestly don't really know. Field plus drift is sweet. Yeah, we don't get to do it though. Sadly, we're a mana short. Cast Set Adrift with the land. Then they redraw the Nimble Obstructionist though. That's really bad for us. That seems awful. Alright, we need to fade a couple draw steps. And then some. Definitely not out of the woods, by any means. Please don't have Nimble Obstructionist. Thank you. There are our Ancestrals. There's 3 left in the deck somewhere. We cycled one early. Snap Lightning. Nope. Yeah, at this point, it's just about praying we don't die. I agree. Oh, they're probably not That's a fair point, Mike. That's a fair point. I'll hold these lands for a crab. No. That's such a good card. No. Alright, I'm gonna wait, because if I draw the life gain spell, I can use Inquisition to make sure it resolves. I think I'm also gonna play this, so that we can like try and do like mission briefing chains into Crypt Incursion or something like that, perhaps. Yeah, that's true, Ty. That's true. Alright, take a counter spell from their hand. Uh-huh. Rude. We need them to take the Fatal Push now, I guess. They took the Fatal Push! Why would you take the Fatal Push? You could cycle us into Crypt Incursion. That's so bad. Also, we're dead. Also, we're dead. Alright. Grump, grump, grump. Only 8 and 2 with blue blackmail. Only 8 and 2. Salt, 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 salt. 3-2 deck is unplayable. Just like all those other decks we 3-2 with. We were back to playing Modern at 3-2, indeed. Indeed. Not completely insane, only 80% win rate. Yeah.